Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all good. Hope it's grand. Things here, pretty wonderful. Pretty good. I got lots of good responses about the tabletop. I think the main takeaway is I shouldn't have poured the resin so thick. The reason was this is like a really slow setting epoxy, like, hours, which I picked intentionally because I wanted it to really fill voids. So I poured on excess to kind of let it seep in and me not have to keep coming down here and pouring more on top of it or doing second pours. I probably should have just done second pours. Live and learn. It is what it is. I will fix it somehow. Probably a belt sander. People have said card scraper. I don't own one. It's been on my shopping list for a while. I just never had a need to have one. What else? I need to cut grass tonight. It's late. It's already late. I got home late because, well, it's not that late. But it's late. I got home because I had to take my oldest to physical therapy. And we are going camping in the morning, so I have to get ready for that tonight. Well, I have to start collecting the things that I have here that I don't need to purchase. There's quite a bit of a shopping list of stuff I need to purchase. And then the big thing is I need to cut the grass. It's really, really bad. I've been neglecting it this week because I usually cut it on Wednesdays, and it rained a little bit. So I couldn't really get that done. And I went, after work, we went to the shooting range. It was supposed to be good. It was supposed to be, like, decent the whole evening, so I thought, I'll get it done in the evening when it's cool. So we went to the shooting range and shot some pistols for a while. And when I got back, it started raining. So it was like, well, I can't cut the grass, so I'm going to do it tonight. And I have a headache. And work was stressful. Not stressful. That's not the word for it. Work was work, and I think that's the problem. There are days when work is not work for me. There are days when I show up to work and I know what I need to do, and it all just falls into place for me, and I knock things out, and it works really well, and things get done, and yeah. And then there's days where it's like, God, I really have to force myself to figure out what I'm doing. And today was one of those days. And so that's when work is work for me. When it's like I have a long list of things that need to get done. I'm a programmer. I will never not have a list of things that need to get done. But just figuring out how to do it, figuring out what order to do it in, figuring out where to begin, that's the part that really pushes me mentally and physically. It gives me headaches because it's just the effort part. I know that sounds really stupid because work is effort, but there's a lot of times when the artistry of coding, when the artistry of doing any job is self-inspiring or self-motivating, that I can just go to work and knock it out of the park. And yeah, I got a lot done today. It was awesome. Today was not one of those days. Today was like, it took a lot of effort to focus. But I had some stuff that needed to get done. And I do this a lot. It's usually late in the day when I figure out, oh, that's how I should have been working on this all day, right? I'll work on the problem, try different solutions, experiment on certain parts of the code, and then it's usually like 2 o'clock when I figure out, oh, this is how I should do it. And I usually leave by 3. So I have an hour to try and push a feature. And I really needed to get this feature done today because I'm going to be gone for the next 3 days. And it's a feature that I kind of avoided adding for a long time because I don't like giving users a lot of control. I'm trying to be diplomatic. There are situations in my software where I would rather somebody have to call to get it fixed because it's a problem. If they've done something they shouldn't be doing, I don't want to give them the undo button. So that's what I did. And it's worked fine. I've had very few issues in this particular aspect of the software. Only a couple of people are doing it anyway. A couple of people at each location are able to do it, but it was enough that it was a problem because, you know, I can't set processes by the way I do code. And what happened was somebody was given access to do something and told to do something, and they didn't quite understand what they were doing, and did a whole bunch of bad things. Not bad things, but a whole bunch of things that they had no undo button for. The only way to undo was to call me. And I couldn't get the list fixed in time for that person to go back so that I could go fix it. And I knew I was going to be gone for the next 3 days, and it's something that's very important to them. So I was like, well, I'm just going to build the feature. I'm going to give it to as few people as possible, you know, like basically a system administrator at each location. That's the person that I have to go to do this. And I got that. I basically got it done at 3:05. I had to leave work immediately because I had to get my oldest to physical therapy. And it happens that way so often. Like, I just crunch that last hour. Like, oh, I got this. But when I went to test real quick to make sure it worked, I went through all of my tests. They all ran fine, except that a different page seemed to be broken, and I wasn't quite confident that I hadn't done something stupid. So I just didn't send it. And then I went to PT, took the laptop with me, and while my kid was doing physical therapy, I continued to work, after hours work. And I do that. It's fine because I understand that the process for me is that I do it when I can, when my brain is ready. And my brain was ready. And it turned out it wasn't broke. It was my environment on my laptop was giving errors that whatever. They were just warnings. But I ended up writing a patch for it anyway, just so I would stop seeing it that way, and then sent it, and everything's working. So I don't know. Do a lot of people do what I do? I doubt it. I think most people have a pretty good work regimen when it comes to getting stuff done that way, and they just sit down and do it. So I feel like I'm in the minority, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you're a programmer, you have days where you have to force yourself to do something because you don't know how to do what you need to do. That didn't make any sense. I'm not making any sense. My brain's not working. I'm stressing out about this trip, so I'm gonna cut it here, and get stuff done, and then I'll see you tomorrow. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Wikipedia. Where does a chicken nugget come from? The chicken nugget was invented in the 1950s by Robert C. Baker, a food science professor at Cornell University, and published as an unpatented academic work. Dr. Baker's innovations made it possible to form chicken nuggets in any shape.